We're
That's
doing
what
it
they
live.
say.
Fucking we'll do it live.
Doing it live.
Once again.
Welcome to Films in Black and White, everybody.
You all right over there, buddy? Everything okay?
I am. It's you were still singing and it was throwing me off, so it was a whole thing.
Sorry, my bad. It's my fault.
Welcome to the show. Just three guys kicking it, talking about movies. Super excited to be with y'all tonight. Very, very excited. We got a big show. We're gonna do a spoiler warning here at the top. To just let y'all know that we're gonna talk about Mission Impossible, the Final Reckoning's Reckoning, or the Final Reckoning's also Reckoning.
I reckon
again. I reckon again. And so we're gonna talk about that. So if you haven't seen Mission Impossible, and you don't want it spoiled, just turn back now or pause and just come back later. But
we'll be here.
No, we're not
actually don't leave. We're scared if you leave, you won't come back. We have abandonment issues.
We are a little nervous that you might hurt us again and not come back, but we feel like
we're working through it. But yeah, that's just the truth.
We're going to therapy,
Yep. So we're gonna do that. But first, before we do that, we have to make sure everybody's thoroughly welcomed and introed and brought into this space. So I'm gonna kick it on over to Brian Roush, aka Ruler of Bunny Kingdom. Brian Roush, how you feeling, sir?
Hey folks, I'm so happy to be here. I've had a long weekend. I got to see Mission Impossible. I'm feeling great to be here. Before you ask, my Chiron, Ruler of Bunny Kingdom, I got to see my guys yesterday. So it's been a few months. We're all a bit separated out, but we made time. Guys got together yesterday. We did board games. We did board games for 10 hours. It was great. One of those was Bunny Kingdom, and I had the privilege to win the game of Bunny Kingdom. So that was a high moment for me. If I could start another podcast, I would totally do another podcast about board games because I love them so much. It was great to see them. Yeah. Oh yeah. It was great. So it was great to see them. I'm really excited to talk about Mission Impossible because this movie goes everywhere. It goes everywhere. So yeah. We're feeling good.
Yeah. Brian, is that cabin weekend?
No, so this is a little separate. I did go to college with all these guys, so we've been friends now for we've been friends now for about 20 years.
Yeah.
So we made some time and got together in the great city of Chicago over Memorial Day weekend. So the vibes were immaculate. It was good.
Memorial Day weekend, everybody.
You just had to go and say 20 years, didn't you?
Yeah, 20. That's not a lot of those running around. Not a lot of people throwing around 20-year friendships now.
It's kind of one of those things when you hit middle age, you're just kind of like, yeah, I've been friends with them for there goes another decade. There goes another decade.
No.
Okay, yeah, here we are. It's a good group of guys. Love them. Brian, Jake, Matt, if you're listening, love y'all. Good to see you. So yes, I'm here. I'm rested. Ready to relax.
Marcus, I met Brian when I was a freshman in college. So I was 18 when I first met Brian.
Wow. Yeah, I think I'm coming up on some 20-year friendships too with Snoop for sure. Shout out to Snoop. I think Snoop, Coop, and Rail might be also coming up, approaching. Man, that's wild, actually.
Yeah, once you take a minute to process it, you're like, oh, you know me.
I've been friends with Doug for 6 years. So we're coming up on 10. 8, actually.
Special. Jesus.
No,
special.
Well, yeah, it's been a nice little minute.
Man,
Brian and I, we're still fresh in ours. We're still in the honeymoon phase.
You know what? Though? You know what? That doesn't matter.
Still fresh. I love the
7 or 70 years. Hey,
that's right. Yeah. That's right.
We're reliably one of those people that says we never fight, and you're not worried about them immediately.
That is such a niche thing, and
That
I
is,
like that a lot.
yeah.
That's a relationship deep cut for you.
That's incredible. That's
Have
incredible.
y'all ever gotten into a kerfuffle?
I mean, we've had disagreements.
Yeah.
But nothing but it was kind of like
I mean,
agree to
like,
disagree.
it
I
hasn't
can't
been
see
anything like CW. Like, hasn't been like a
like
CW thing where
dramatic.
we're staring at each other like, I'll never talk to Regina again because of you.
CW being the first thing you said was perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I got it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, like we've disagreed about things.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly, how we view pop, that is
Yes,
something
our soda opinions are.
I don't
keeps
think we'll
coming back
ever
up.
see eye to eye on that.
Milk versus
I was
pop
going to
was the
ask you
conversation.
what drink did you get when you were at your movie?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been in a lime Coke mood. I went back to the lime Coke. I got sugared up real good though. Like I know I gotta brush my teeth after I'm done sipping that at the AMC. Okay, like otherwise my teeth are gonna fall out
because of all the cocaine. Yeah,
that's right.
Well, partly. Yeah. Enough about me. Marcus, let's throw it over to Marcus. Marcus, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. Shout out since we're on the topic of friendships here at the beginning. Shouts out to great friends like Doug Wagner, who will, when you're supposed to go see a movie at 4 p.m., you have an existential crisis at a bar because the movie theater didn't work. Just evaluating.
Saturday took a turn.
He turned into a whole therapist. So you'll see my Chiron says retired dog dad, still Birdman's best friend. So one of these things will be changing. Just a puppy 2 weeks with a puppy was a lot. And it made me realize, like, man, don't have a lot of the resources. It's bad when this is a very vulnerable podcast. I know people listen to this. Like, shouts out to the many listeners that we have.
Sure.
This is also our chance to catch up every Monday with the boys. So, like, everybody just relax for a second. It's bad when like 4 of your closest people to your heart, like the ones that can pull on your heartstring, they call for a favor and you will answer these calls immediately, like no questions asked. And the pair have not talked to each other, but both of them say, hey, you don't have to keep the puppy, right? You don't seem very excited about it.
Two people completely unrelated said the exact same thing.
Same friend group, same close friend group. We all hang out, do darts together. That's the only thing that really like ties us that closely. So
that's true.
We, look, Cal had a good run. He taught me a lot about myself, I'm
he's still alive. Like
he is still alive.
Yeah,
he's not dead.
He
had a good run.
Let me fix
that. He had a good run. Like
all dogs go to heaven. No, he's a great puppy. He's a great puppy. Catch him in Yankton Heartland Humane Society if you are in the local area. Always remember to adopt. Don't go buy. You can buy the fancy dog if you really want to. Don't go doing the wild breeding. I think that's weird as hell. These dogs be cross-eyed and cockeyed and they ain't really got a lot between their eyes because you just putting two dogs together that don't make sense and their longevity is just not there. Go adopt a dog from the damn Humane Society and save an animal instead of forcing 2 breeds that don't mix for your own entertainment. You fucking freak. Like, just stop. Like, that shit is weird as hell to me.
Where else have you looked for a dog? Because
that's what happens.
Do you pay extra to watch
that
them?
Is what and
make the puppy? Like
no, but Brian, you know what I'm talking about, right?
I understand what you're talking about.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
these people that have money, they will pair random ass dogs together for just to have this cute breed. But when you meet the dog they ain't got a lot going on up top because like I don't know if it was like
it is we have one of those. No, it is one of the reasons that Illinois passed like some strict regulation about like how dog breeding like in the business realm is done.
Yeah.
Like exactly what you're talking about.
It's like bad. It's like really, really bad. Any dog that I've had in my family life has been either like a saved dog or a rescue dog or or from now the Humane Society. But anyway, had a great weekend. Had a great weekend with my guy Doug. Almost got kicked out the movie theater again for talking through it, but it's fine.
For a majority of it. Yeah.
I mean, we talked, and it was a nice filled theater.
It was filled to the brim.
We didn't give a fuck. Sat right in the handicap seats. I mean, which are our regular seats because nobody typically sits there because the movie's not typically.
And I want to make it very clear that if there is somebody sitting there and they
would
need
move.
the seat, I'm not going to ask them to move.
Yes.
I'm not going to be like, hey, you're sitting in my seat. That'd be a wild fucking maneuver on my part.
I'm not going to tell you what Doug said on the way to the seat because we don't realize it's full till you hit the corner.
Oh, yeah, you can't see. Yep.
Right.
We have to walk in front of everybody. The theater is not like a mess. It's not like the big one. It's a local theater. Support your local theater.
What did I say?
You said walk with a limp.
Well,
Doug Wagner, how are you doing?
I mean, doing great. Doing really great.
You know what's interesting? Hang on, I'll let you collect your thoughts for a second. About those accessibility seats is that when the movies get really filled up, like when you go online. So I go to the AMC because it's like a ton of what we have here in the Chicago area. Yeah. Sometimes it's the only thing left, and you're like, can I choose this seat? Yeah. And you click it, and they're like, hey, you can choose this seat, but you need to know if someone needs it, you won't have a seat.
Oh, they give you that warning.
They do. They give you like the strictest warning, and I'm like, okay. So like then the whole time I have the ticket, I'm like, is someone gonna kick me out? Is someone gonna kick me out? No one has ever kicked me out.
I gotta lock eyes with everybody that walks through and like to make sure that they don't need the seat. And then when we went to the theater the last time, there was a guy that was just kept walking. He just would not sit the fuck down. Like he wouldn't sit down. He was walking across when we went to go see
Thunderbolts.
There was Thunderbolts. He just kept walking, and I was like, "Sir, what is going on?"
Was he the guy in the leg? Was he the guy?
Yes, he was the guy in the boot. And I was like, "We can give you this seat if you need it," but like, I feel more awkward sitting in those seats at the theater than I do in the plane asking for like the exit row.
Yeah.
Oh,
got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Sorry, Doug. I didn't know if you needed a minute to collect.
No, that was just fine. No, that was just
what is your government table budget? What is that?
Did you not see how many fucking tables they had in that fucking room?
Yeah, there were a lot of electric.
Too many. They could have
accomplished that
situation. Look, I don't want to jump the gun because that's movie review. Yeah, I want to wait. Yeah. I also spent a lot of time in Vermilion theaters. So on Saturday, I went to Mission Impossible with Marcus, and then I got back. I went to see Lilo and Stitch today with Harrison and Harper. So yes, Roman, I did see it.
We should get like a mini review before we get the Mission Impossible.
I can give you a very, very quick, quick review. So
nice.
All right.
But yeah. But no, other than that, doing good. It rained. But yeah, it was fun. Got to kick it with Marcus this weekend. Marcus got to see my kids actively attack me all at the same time.
That was
really great.
Yo, Brian, I saw them. They were wrestling out in the yard because Brittany, shout out to Brittany Wagner and shout out to the Wagner family.
Love her
so much. They watched Cal, the dog, and while we went to the movie theater. So like that was part of the whole conversation and things that was happening. So I got to be at the house. We had this amazing burrito meal. But before that, both of Doug's kids attacked him and were like wrestling and like full all out wrestling. I watched Doug Wagner slam his daughter to hell and back.
Stop.
It was so bad. Brittany had to say, Douglas, stop.
We were wrestling and Dad took it too far. And to my credit, I immediately checked and said, like, are you okay? Are you all right? Like,
and she was fine.
And she was fine. Guys, she was fine. She was doing just great. She's doing just
Brian,
fine.
Have you ever been in the middle of a situation where I'm not a guest, but like this is not my house. And so it's like two parents saying, like, talking to each other about this, and it's awkward. So I'm not trying to make eye contact with nobody.
Oh, yeah. 100% I've been there.
Yeah, it was crazy.
You've never wrestled too hard with your own kids?
Oh, I have 100%.
Yeah,
I mean,
well done.
No, I mean,
you've been in a pillow fight and you forget that they're kids, so you cock back and you just let them have it. Like that's
like, oh well, and you're trying to teach them roughhousing, like what's okay and what's not, and trying to like find those limits and like have them have unstructured outside time too, and whatever. But no, I mean, any parent has been there where it's like, look at this, and you're like, oh no, like that was a bit too far. That was a bit too far. Let's
see. They kept running at me, and I kept like a bull, like kind of like just play, like pushing them down, like they were running and then they would giggle. Then they would giggle, and I'd be like, okay, when they do it again, I'll do it again. But Harper came on it just for some reason, it was a little too hard, and I just introduced her to my friend the ground is what happened. So
I'm also going to give some score updates here. Shouts out! I'm going to give some score updates throughout the podcast. Currently, it is the second quarter, and it is 44 Minnesota Timberwolves to Oklahoma City Thunder 53.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
hang in there. All right.
Brian, you want to plug our socials real fast before we jump into Catch the
I would love to. Hey, folks, you can follow us on all of our socials here. I'm going to plug our Patreon first. Go to patreon.com/filmsinblackandwhite. You can become one of our tiered members of this podcast. You can get certain benefits at different tiers. Go check them out at patreon.com/filmsinblackandwhite. Also, you can make sure to check us out over at Facebook. You can go over to facebook.com/films in black and white. We post all of our reels there. We're live there every Monday at 8 p.m. So if that's an accessible way for you to find us, you can go check us out there. We are also over on TikTok at Films in Black and White. You can go check out your clips there. Whatever your video clip app of choice is, we're there. And then lastly, we're also over on Twitch, live streaming there as well at Films in Black, the letter N, White. And then we're also over at YouTube at Films in Black and White, where we also live stream 8 p.m. every Monday. So you want to jump on the live stream. If you're listening to the podcast format, you can be part of the show and hop onto any one of those platforms at 8 p.m. Monday. Join the conversation, hop into the comment section. One of our super fans, Roman, he's always there. And he's right now we're talking about, he's got Lilo and Stitch there. So we'll talk a little bit about that. That's
Brian, you want to go ahead and plug the Love Nerds while we're here?
Also plug my wife's website, thelovenerds.com. Go check that out for all of your lifestyle needs.
There you go. Doug stepped out because internet, Al Gore's internet. So
Al Gore's internet got him. All right,
Al Gore's internet got him. He'll come. He's coming back. Look at that, just like that, divine timing. Everyone, some would say.
Yep.
Al Gore can't keep him down.
Nope, not anymore. I figured out Al Gore's system.
Brian, what's in the cup?
You got bourbon brine tonight, gentlemen. I'm happy to confirm. It's been a great weekend. I'm mellowed out. I'm happy to be with my guys. And this Mission Impossible movie, I'm gonna need a little bit of bourbon to talk about it. So.
Is that a Fantastic Four cup?
No, this is the Avengers.
Oh, it's an Avengers. The way Avengers the finger was covering it looked like the four.
No, I haven't jumped to that universe yet. I'm sure I will though. So
when Dr. Doom shows up, he'll get his cup and he'll hop on over.
he'll just crush those tumblers.
Gentlemen, thank you for doing social plugs. Are you all ready to play our little game, our little weekly game of Catch That Quotable?
Catch That Quotable.
The silky sounds of Marcus J.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, are you ready for this week's quote?
Hit me.
Brian would also say, hit me.
He would also say, hit me.
He would.
He's refilling that. He's refilling the bourbon.
Yeah. He's got to go right to the barrel. That's what happens. That's why he had to go off this
straight to the barrel.
Straight to the whole barrel. All right, here we go. This is a conversation between two folks. Character one. Good sir, would you say this is a compact car? You do not answer. Well, let me tell you that you've never heard of a compact car until you see what I'm going to do with this. Mr. Douglas, I have a friend with a claw and hook auto wrecking company in San Francisco, and he's going to work on your car. Maybe he'll transform it into a bird bath. Or what about a nice doormat so I can wipe my feet on it every day? It's too bad this thing doesn't have the gumption to get up to the starting line this morning. I should have enjoyed beating it. Character 2. Aww. I guess. AUWW? Is that what you would say?
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Aw.
I don't know what the hell you just read. I don't
no
know what
clue.
you just read. That was a
Would
lot.
you like me to read it again?
Yeah,
I
please.
mean, I
Okay.
guess.
I don't know if it'll help.
Good sir, would you say that this is a compact car? You do not answer. Well, let me tell you that you've never heard of a compact car until you see what I'm going to do with this. Mr. Douglas, I have a friend with a Claw and Hook auto wrecking company in San Francisco, and he's going to work on your car. Maybe he'll transform it into a bird bath. Or what about a nice doormat so I can wipe my feet on it every day? It's too bad this thing doesn't have the gumption to get up and start to the starting line this morning. I should have enjoyed beating it. Character 2. He asked me to be more enthusiastic, and Roman was like, be more enthusiastic with character 2. I don't think character 2 is where we're gonna get it, Roman.
Yeah, that's not gonna give it to me.
I don't
Good
think that's
try,
the
though.
weak link here.
Yeah,
I did realize that it's an insult when you read it the second time.
Yeah.
So, okay, like using context clues. This is a racing movie, right? Like getting to the starting line. We're talking about racing, maybe different cars.
I would assume so.
I could say it. Yeah, animated. You think animated or
I don't know.
compact car is interesting.
My brain is going everywhere. So, like, Tom Cruise did a racing movie called Days of Thunder, but this doesn't feel like I don't know. This doesn't feel like it. I can't tell you why. It just doesn't feel like
but
it.
the awe doesn't feel like dialogue in a I was thinking animated because it just that like it doesn't feel it feels like a kid movie a little bit. So
yeah.
You know what? It feels a little Jim Carrey almost.
A little bit.
Would you like me to give you a hint?
Yes, I'm gonna slam that hit button.
Okay.
Slam it,
this
baby.
movie was remade. So there are 2 versions of this movie.
He's got it.
Oh,
he's got it.
Nikes. Is it the Lindsay Lohan? Oh my gosh, y'all are gonna look
Herbie
at me nuts.
Fully Loaded.
Herbie. That's where I'm gonna go. Herbie
He said
Fully Loaded.
Herbie Fully Loaded. Is it just Herbie? Is it the old Herbie movie though, like the original Herbie?
Oh,
movie?
good point.
But it got remade, so it's not the original.
It's not,
I don't know the tagline for the next Herbie movie. Lindsay Lohan was only in one.
Okay, you guys are in the right atmosphere, but just keep in mind that also Roman's hint. This was a series.
Oh, it's a series.
And Herbie Fully Loaded was technically like the reboot in the series. So I don't
it's
know how
Herbie though, right?
I mean, you're in the right neighborhood.
Okay,
yes.
so it's Herbie. I don't know taglines for fucking. It's like having Air Bud taglines. At some point, it's just a fucking dog knocking a sports ball around. Like it's just Golden Retriever Reborn. I don't know. Like the final reckoning of the fucking Golden Retriever movie. It's Herbie. It's a Herbie movie.
Oh, we've got a butterscotch soda flag on the trail
this is
here.
Butterscotch sodas don't count. That is. He's absolutely right.
First of all, he said it's a series. We don't do series in this series. And additionally,
hold on. It could be a series of movies. I mean,
technically
the Superman
is a series of movies.
I thought you meant like a series, like a TV show.
Oh,
okay,
no. I meant like there's multiple versions. Yeah, there's like
however, the flip side of my complaint is they're going to be he had us do a movie he didn't watch last week.
That's also accurate.
So
also accurate.
Roman.
Yes. Look, I'm
gonna say Herbie Fully Loaded, and I'm going
Herbie. I don't know any other remake.
I don't know alternate titles.
Movies.
All right. Well, you both got it wrong because
the
original of this movie was called The Love Bug, and it was made in 1969. And so, yes, technically this is the original Herbie, but because you did not say The Love Bug, it was incorrect.
That's a cute title.
That's fine.
That's fine.
I
Brian,
respect
you have a point in my heart.
I mean, look, I get it.
Principal points don't count.
That didn't mean shit. Yeah, I guess it didn't mean.
No,
like,
I mean, I appreciate it. I guess being on this side of this butterscotch soda spectrum, I feel like I was close.
Thank you,
not
Brian.
Brian, not close enough.
Brian, doesn't it piss you off when people know what the fuck you mean, but it's semantics? Yeah, it sucks.
I mean, I knew where you were going, but I was looking for the love bug.
To quote the movie, "Aw, yeah, yeah, no, it just
quote the
sucks."
movie. Cinema. That's what Martin Scorsese's talking about. Okay, guys.
Why don't they do another Herbie Fully Loaded? That's really interesting. I feel like that's one you can plug a pop star into, like Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh my gosh.
And then have her take on that role.
I agree, 100%.
Have her do the soundtrack for it, and then they eat that shit up. Like
Lady Gaga would have absolutely
Lady
done
Gaga
super well in a format like that.
Here's the thing,
and
though.
Lindsay Lohan can make an appearance in that too, as like the pit stop coach or whatever.
Here's the thing. They made Herbie Fully Loaded when everybody was seeing VW bugs like all over the road again.
That's true.
And so
now he wants to be. So you want to take the? You want to take money away from the foundations?
Okay. Mr. Roman, super fan. No one's saying that we want you to stop. We're just
my favorite would be is it's every time we butterscotch soda it, he takes away $10.
You get him, Brian. You get him, Brian. You get him, Brian.
Minus $5.
You know we're going to tell the places that we got to donate to.
We're going to ask for money in November and be like, well, actually,
we haven't heard from you in a while. Well, Roman said, "Fuck us and you." So,
more specifically, you, not us.
You know what? He keeps us honest. I'm okay with that. That's okay. Yes, you could, Roman, just say that it's your name.
That is true. As long as they receive the money, that's all I care about. The kids will never be happy. Mason says
they'll just they'll look and be sad.
Be hungry.
Gentlemen, anything you all want to go over before we jump into Mission Impossible?
Man,
tell us about Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, yeah, okay. Let's do a mini recap of Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, just quick.
Let's do a mini recap. Okay, I won't give anything away, but it's also Lilo and Stitch. So if you saw the animated one, I mean, there's some artistic differences and artistic changes, but for the most part, it's about an alien that comes down being hunted by another like federation of aliens, so decides to become a dog to be adopted. Oh my god.
Our comment section is eclectic right now. Keep going, Doug. We'll get to
that. Anyway, the artistic differences is they did like update on like update us on like how so in the original movie Lilo's sister is trying really hard for her to like keep a job so she doesn't have to split the family up. In this one, basically Child Protective Services comes and was like, like we have a situation that might be easier. And she actually is like, okay, let me tell her. Like they were like committed to like splitting the family up, which was a little bit of a different choice.
That's something.
But all the other beats are there. I mean,
that's an interesting change.
It was it was interesting for sure. I would say this movie's good. Like it's a good family movie. I was telling Brian before we started that if my kids hadn't been super jazzed about it, I feel like it's one I could have waited for until it came out on Disney Plus. Like I didn't need to see it in the theater. However, this is like one of the very few like family friendly movies that we've gotten in a while.
Yeah.
And having it come right around Labor Day is huge. I saw a post. Memorial Day. I saw a post that Lilo and Stitch made an opening weekend what Snow White made total.
Wow. That's a number.
So
Lilo and Stitch made 183 million.
Yeah.
That's unreal.
And it had, I think it did not have a gigantic budget. So Stitch looks good. I mean, the aliens look good.
Okay.
They did an interesting thing where they gave the aliens technology, the aliens that are hunting Stitch. So Stitch is in it the whole time, but they obviously like couldn't afford a CGI budget to have the other two aliens like running around Hawaii. So they essentially said like, "Ooh, we'll give you technology where you're just going to clone somebody else's appearance." And then they just threw the actors that did their voices and they said, "Great, now they're on screen." So it was
okay. Okay.
Yeah, I kept seeing. Yeah, sorry.
I'm curious. So here's one thing. I think that's fine, and I'm excited to see it. I do think though that this does say something to like some stories. It's okay that they're animated. Some stories are meant to be told through an animated medium because I respect the decision to make them human, whatever. But I do feel like this is one of those things where like the live action remakes sometimes don't always connect, I feel like, with the older audience because it's like, oh, like I remember this being animated and these wacky aliens and very colorful, characters, both in personality and literal physical appearance. So I think that's an interesting choice that they made. And I honestly, I'll cut to the chase. I've seen a lot of discussion online about the finale of this movie, about how Lilo and Nani are technically split up, even though they do see each other every day.
Yes, correct.
She goes as a ward of the state as a foster child. Lilo
now
does.
to the next, yes. So technically, Lilo becomes a ward of the state and lives right next door to Nani. But to Roman's point, he made this in the chat. He says it's a much more focus on Nani's story than the original. Yes, because Nani goes to college.
Yeah,
like not like so. The playoff here is that like everybody gets what they want. Like Lilo gets to keep Stitch and have a home. Nani gets to go to college and become a marine biologist. Like it wins for everybody. And so like I see what they were doing, but yes, it is a bold choice. And there are some that were like, oh, cool, it's been modern and updated. And there are others that to Mason's point, apparently Ohana means nothing. Like, so it's a very interesting choice. I mean, there's still family, and they do make it so that way there's a happy ending. Again, I don't want to give anything away.
Excuse me.
Yeah. So yeah. Yes, Marcus.
Boo. Boo.
And here to tell you,
I just recently rewatched all the Lilo and Stitch movies, all of them. And I think to Brian's point, I understand why they're doing remakes. I got it. Okay. One, a money grab. Two, what else do you have to do with your fucking time? You want to remake classics for the next generation. And I got it. Okay, cool. A blue alien is hard to do. Or sometimes it's not hard to do because i.e. Sonic. So do with that information what the fuck you will. Okay. Because if you can do it for Sonic,
they nailed Stitch. They nailed like the CGI on Stitch looks real nice.
I think that's cool. That's the hard part. The other hard part is also Lilo's got to be great, and Nani, the surrounding characters also make it's literally about family. So your surrounding characters got to be good. So to hear that, I'm not that excited, and I don't think I would watch it in theater. To hear that that's how they changed the ending, because the animated series did a really good job in telling that story of Nani trying her hardest, being the best big sister that she could, doing everything, and at the end they find out the reason for family by the situations and the importance of it. So I don't know, just not my cup of tea. I guess
I want to see it. I really want to get into it, but I want to see it in context before I do a super deep dive into it. But I wanted to ask you about that, Doug, and get your take on it, because it's all over the place when I look at it online. Some people are like, oh, people are taking it out of context, this is too much, and then other people are kind of like, this is a change, and Lilo is technically a foster child and leaves technically, but she still sees Nani every day. But it is this distinct difference. How much of a difference it is to some people, I don't know, but
I think it's too easy to say it's a terrible change and it means they'll never be together again. Because I'm capable of the dialogue specifically between Tia Carrere and the young woman who plays Nani is here's the dialogue. It's only temporary. Let's have you get things back together again. And then it'll go back. And so there's a part of me that's like, yeah, this is life is complicated. Life isn't a Disney movie. So I appreciate the reality of the situation. She's unemployed. She can't pay bills. They spent a lot more time on Nani and where she was at. And they painted it as her life is a mess, and not a cute animated mess, like a mess. And so I think the rational adult in me is girl, get your life together and then we'll go back. This isn't forever. And the happy ending of Lilo giving permission to Nani to go off to college and saying,
Sure.
it's what mom and dad would have wanted. Like, it makes
Right.
it like a win-win-win for everybody at the end. So it's the ultimate happy ending. Again, I can see how people are like, it's art, don't touch it. I like my art
Yeah.
because I like my art. And so that's fine. But it didn't bother me as much. I will
Yeah.
say, I do think having real human beings in the movie makes the sad portions of it a little bit
Yeah.
more impactful, because
I believe that.
what my kids said, so Harrison and Harper, their review is it was very sad at the end. Like Harper started crying
That's
in the theater.
fascinating.
Like,
Oh no,
Yeah.
Harper.
but
Yeah.
watching the animated movie, no tears.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
there's the impact of it is
Wow.
much more different when it's adults.
It's real.
Yes, Harper said at dinner tonight, she goes, "Dad, I think I like the animated Lilo and Stitch better than the one we saw."
Yeah,
And
I
I
can
said,
see that.
"Buddy,
Yeah.
that's fair. Honey, that's fair. I'm
That's
glad."
fine.
And
Yeah.
I had to resist the urge to be like, "Really? Tell me why." Like
Yeah.
I had to
Yeah.
resist the urge to go like,
Give me your thesis.
yeah, like, honey, what was it? What was it? I will also say this. This movie, though, did, for some strange reason, inspire Harrison to want to go and work in movies. So we're driving out of it.
Oh.
Guys,
I thought
we
you were
are
gonna say space or something.
we're with where he is lately, he's all over the place.
Yeah.
But we're walking out of the theater and he goes, "Dad, I think that movie was a little bit sad." And I said, "Okay, well, how did you like? Are you gonna be okay?" It's like, "Well, yeah, it was a happy ending, so yeah, it's okay, but there were some sad moments." And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Dad, if I was in Hollywood, this is the movie I would make." And so he started telling me,
Whoa.
Wow.
all of the movies that he would want to make and the stories
Yeah.
he would want to write. And then we're sitting down at dinner, and he goes, he tells Brittany, he goes, "Mom, when I'm gonna get a job working as a movie person." Okay.
Wow.
So again,
Sounds good, dude.
hey, Disney, do with that
Wow.
what you will. You heard, there's the broad end of the spectrum. Your
Right.
movie made an 8-year-old want to make his own movies, but a 6-year-old also said, "Hey, I liked the original one better." So there you go.
Sure.
There you have
So
it. There you have it.
interesting.
So yeah,
I
very
do. I
interesting.
see some comments, and I want to make sure we get to them.
Mhm.
I see Roman in the chat is talking about setting up a second movie with 627. So
Yeah.
Marcus, you watched the show. I'm not a
Yeah.
Lilo and Stitch person. Like, so do you
Mhm.
know anything about this?
Yeah, let me look it up real quick to
I can
remind
give you a
myself.
synopsis from the movie, and Marcus can bring up the reference. But
Yep.
the synopsis from the movie is the alien scientist that created Stitch
Yeah.
kidnaps him, gets him back on a ship, and says, like, "I'm gonna take all the empathy out of you.
Right.
And I'm gonna take all the empathy out of you, and I am going to make you a lot more cold and heartless because obviously
Sure.
I failed. And
Sure.
so when I turn you into 627, the Federation won't know, they won't be able to stop me because
Yep.
you won't." And so, because here's the other thing, and this was also an odd choice. This is turning into a Lilo and Stitch review.
No, that's okay.
It came out at the same time, so I think
Yeah,
that's
it's
fine.
fine.
The other odd choice that I think was made is, so the alien scientist is in the house trying to catch Stitch, and Lilo is there, and he is going on this long fucking diatribe about like, you human beings have attachments. It's what makes you like, having
Yeah.
attachments is what makes you like unable to move forward, and it's so
Sure.
foolish and so stupid to be attached to memories. So that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like, it's so foolish for you to be attached to your own memories, and you need to be able to let go.
Yeah.
And so that's why, and then it sort of sets it up for this conversation about 627.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, because Jumba is an evil scientist.
Jumba's the name, yep.
He likes to pretend to be an evil scientist, and so like he starts off like that. That's why he develops these characters. That's how you also get Leroy from Leroy and Stitch, which is also another version. And in the
I
series,
didn't know that.
they catch all of these different every experiment is a number, and each one is different and has a different ability. So Stitch helps find them in the series as they come to Hawaii. And the one of the sequels to Lilo and Stitch is Leroy and Stitch, where Leroy is a red version of Stitch and tries to take over his life. And
like if Stitch was friends with an old black man.
Yes.
Like,
it is. When I went back, I was like, "Why the fuck?"
Oh shit! Here comes old Leroy. Old Leroy.
Leroy.
It reminds me of that Dave Chappelle skit. No, don't do that. That'll get you 5 to 10. Like nothing like the old black man coming out.
Marcus, your mom also used to call me Leroy.
Oh, she does. That is a black thing to do. Is to call people. Yeah. Oh, Leroy.
That's
so this is
why
Leroy
they
and
know
Stitch.
that.
This is the girl version. This is Stitch's crush. So it goes down a weird.
I have a question.
Yeah. Yes,
really
you.
Why?
I'm so scared.
Why?
Yes.
Like, why did animators in the 90s? Why did they always feel like they had to give female versions of characters breasts in order for people to figure out?
This is not the 90s, but
all of them.
I mean,
it gave them all like a bosom and was like, "This is the female one." And there's a part of me that's like, somebody had to draw that and then review the sketch and say, no. They're not gonna get it.
Honestly, I could probably talk about this for at least 15 minutes. I was gonna say a half hour, but I'll say 15 minutes because you can tell like there's just majority men in these rooms when they're making these character design decisions.
It's the patriarchy, isn't it?
It is. No, it is the patriarchy because if you had like 1 or 2 women in the room, they'd be like, "Hey, so like if you really want to express femininity, there's other ways we can do that," but it's a bunch of dudes in the room. So like, nah, just make the chest big. They'll get it. Everyone's fine.
Wait. Y'all remember?
Like it happens in video games too. Like if like I don't have like the best example right now, but like a lot of the fantasy games, like early 2000s, it was like, hey, this one's a girl. Do you know why?
Because I fucking knew you were going to that.
Yep. Like oh my gosh, what am I looking at?
The dumbest
what
design.
am I looking at?
Brian, that's a female Ninja Turtle.
This is a female Ninja Turtle from the Ninja Turtle Power Rangers in Space crossover episode.
I'm uncomfortable.
And
Brian, you know it's a female Ninja Turtle because it has size C cup breasts.
Don't do this
like
to
that is
and it's
just
a ninja.
What's
it's
happening.
like Leo. It's Leo, but except for the breast.
Yes, they said make it Leo, but make it have to wear like a cup.
This shit scares the fuck out of me.
This
Every
is
time I
nightmare
see it.
fuel.
This
Like
shit is
under
scary
no
as hell.
circumstance should you design a character like this.
Like you didn't have to do this. Like that. This terrifies the fuck out of me.
Is her name Venus?
Yes. Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Yep. So
I feel like
she was the 5th turtle, so that they had 5 turtles and 5 rangers in the crowd. I vividly remember it.
I feel
guys,
this is
the Venus Milo is the one with the like the woman coming out of the sea in the shell, and she's got her hair waving and she's covering herself. That is not the image that I have when I see this. And the bottom portion of that shell is alarming at best.
This is truly awful.
I
can't believe is this real?
This is a real
guys.
episode,
This is somebody's kink.
This is real.
It ain't mine. But there's somebody out here that's like
the fuck out me.
I wasn't gonna do a segment, but I do feel like it is poignant for me to say, like, this is the reason why it's so important to have so many different people in these creative meetings.
Diversity, bring it back.
And creative teams. I'm dead serious. Because when you get all men, when you have all men in these rooms, they're gonna make a weird Ninja Turtle. Like it just that's where this ends up. I can't tell you this.
There's a guy who has a Venus costume in a suitcase, and he is just finding the right person to be like, hear me out. Like that is
why does he have it in? Nah, don't worry about it. Don't.
Because that's not something you interact. Like if you bring someone over for a first date, you're not pulling out your weird Ninja Turtle fetish equipment like on the first time they come to your house. You're gonna ease them into
I
that.
mean,
You're gonna watch the first one. You're gonna be like,
Hey,
"What do you
you know
think?"
what? I feel like there was a mission that was impossible.
Yeah, the mission that's impossible is you all
an
pivoting us away
excellent
from this.
transition.
I feel like there was some sort of mission that was for sure impossible. So
Look,
and we should
I
make
won't
it
be silenced.
possible,
I'm gonna
goddammit.
keep bringing this up.
Please don't.
Please. Brian, did you hear him say turtle side boob?
I drank bourbon after that. Yeah, I did. That's not
Guys,
for me.
I calls it as I sees it. Like
Yeah.
that's just the way this works.
No. I'm not saying you were wrong. I was drinking because you're right. Like this shouldn't exist this way.
No,
It's the same question about does Vision have a dick? Like, stop doing it to these characters. Like,
we don't need to have that. No one gives a shit. Yes, the real mission was explaining Venus's costume, Mason. Well said. I guess it's a good time for us to give you another spoiler warning. Like, hey, we're gonna talk about Mission Impossible. If you haven't seen it or you don't want it to get spoiled, turn back now. We're probably going to talk about some spoilers. So yeah, that's what we got.
Also, like, I guess this is a good time to say, like, if you don't want other Mission Impossible movies spoiled, like, this is the time to turn back. I don't know why you'd be here at this point, but like, we're going to talk about probably all of them at this point.
To be honest, you probably didn't make it to this movie if you're not caught up on Mission Impossible.
That's not true, because I was not caught up on Mission Impossible.
You have a movie
I
podcast.
Walked my happy ass into this theater with my best friend. I grabbed Marcus's hand and we skipped into the theater, and I said, "Look at me! I don't know what's going on."
Yes,
I do want to say, like, when I was at pickup Friday afternoon with all the other parents, and I was talking about what they were going to do this week. They're like, "Oh yeah, well I'm gonna go see Mission Impossible." I was like, "Oh, have you watched them all?" They're like, "Oh no," and I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, I'm actually not surprised by that, and we'll get into it with this movie why that works.
Yeah,
but like, if you had to pick, and like, the movies that came out this weekend determine what your weekend was surrounded around. So if you went to go see Lilo and Stitch, then you probably had family around or something of the,
absolutely.
Those are your plans. Mission Impossible is like probably date night, summer movie, action flick type of vibe, which is like a completely different vibe. Like, it really was a choose your own adventure this weekend. And I like that. I honestly love both of these movies coming out.
Final Destination.
They both did. This was the highest. I think this one made 77 million or something like that.
Yeah,
this was the highest of all Mission Impossible.
Yes, that's what I saw too.
Yeah,
Ooh, Roman, I'm gonna pin that question and we're gonna come back to it, because I think without having seen some of the others, I have a thought on this one.
When in a series, is it too many movies?
Yeah, we're
gonna come back to it.
We'll come back to it just for the listeners so they hear.
But before we do that, who wants to give us their barbershop summary for the final reckoning?
Oh, I can.
And I'm happy to take a go.
Oh, do you want to take
it? Doug, I think you should do it.
For the guy who's never seen.
Yep, that's part of the reason why I want him to do it.
Take it away, girl.
What had happened was, so you got Tom Cruise, you got Ethan Hunt, and he is like living by himself. He's living underground. He's trying not to get caught, because essentially he has this key that he got at the end of the second one. And essentially the end of the one before, there was an AI, and the AI has been causing all sorts of problems for the world. People can't know what, they don't know what to believe. They don't know what not to believe. And essentially this whole movie is over, like, what do we do about the AI? Do we try to control it? Do we try to defeat it? Do we, like, what happens? And so it's created this like global situation where the nuclear powers of the world are essentially like, who's going to push the button first? Somebody's got to push the button, or otherwise the AI is going to take control of the nukes, and then we won't have any control. So it sort of creates, like, those are the stakes. And all of those stakes were created before the title card. And then after the title card, essentially Ethan Hunt pulls his crew together to find new ways to kill himself, Ethan Hunt, but also, more importantly, to get the jump drive from the to get the source code from a nuclear submarine that was sunk in like 2014, so that way they can use that to kill the AI. And so, like, that's the plan. All the while, the stakes get escalating because more and more governments lose control of their nukes. And essentially, it happens to be a showdown with Tom Cruise and Isai Morales, who plays Gabriel, to essentially like get the final device, combine the devices so that way they can capture the AI, and so that way things can kind of go back to normal. And what did I miss? I mean, that's like 20,000 feet perspective.
Yeah,
I feel like you nailed it.
The other piece. Go ahead.
You need a little bit of this from the last movie.
Yeah.
With a little bit of this from this movie that connects the dot to make a virus. And then you need a jail to put it in. Like that's kind of I think Doug pretty much nailed it. Is this online already? What the fuck?
No, I was just pulling up. I was pulling up the trailer while Doug was talking about it. That's all.
Yeah.
So let me give you cast.
Man.
Let me give you cast. Thank you all. Let me give you cast. So Tom Cruise, Ethan Hunt, Haley Atwell, Grace, Ving Rhames plays Luther Stickwell, Simon Pegg comes back as Benji, Isai Morales plays Gabriel, Palm Klemtiff plays Paris, Henry Cernry plays Kittredge, Holt McCallie plays Serling, Janet McTeer plays Walters, Nick Offerman is General Sidney, Hannah Waddingham plays Admiral Neely, Trammell Tillman plays Captain Bledsoe, Angela Bassett plays Erica Sloan or President Sloan, Shay Wingham plays Briggs, Greg Tarzan Davis plays Degas. Trying to see if there's anybody else. Carrie Elwes is in this. He plays Dellinger.
Did you talk about Milchek, the actor who plays Milchek?
Yeah, Trammell Tillman.
Excellent.
Captain Bledsoe. Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
We talk about Angela Bassett's son, who's for some reason that was important.
Harrison Daniels.
Oh, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah,
that was a joke, but I didn't know it had him.
No, otherwise, that's basically it. That's basically.
That's a good cast. Doug nailed it. The stakes are higher than ever. That's really the best, and
all before the title,
and all before the fucking title card. If we can. Can we kind of revisit our old ways a little bit, because I think there's a lot to dissect here. And I want to do it in pieces because I feel like this might be easier for my brain. So just kind of going what we liked, what we didn't like, the good, the bad, the ugly.
Okay.
Because this movie, the reason I'm saying that is this movie had a lot of moving pieces. And I think that I understand them trying to raise the stakes more than ever. But it was so much that I forgot the title card didn't come in yet. Doug is really good at like noticing when a title card comes in and being able to time that out. Me, I forgot completely. So I just kind of want to go good, bad, and ugly after Doug gives our like updates on things.
Yeah, really quick. Box office. So $204 million worldwide. Wow. It had an estimated budget of $400 million. So it'll make this back because the families that went out and saw Lilo and Stitch will go see this next weekend.
That's a great
but it will. But that's the budget. So I wouldn't say, that's a really 204 worldwide is a great opening. That's what you want it to be. Made half your money back. So I have a feeling it'll break even.
Up against a Disney movie.
And Final Destination is in its second run. So that's in the second week of that. So there's a lot happening there. Good, bad, and ugly.
Man, it's been a while since we've done this.
Yeah. I'll start with good. I will say fucking Tom Cruise has yet again found insane ways to commit to stunts and to commit to putting his own livelihood on the line to essentially fucking make a treat of that whole shit on the submarine was nuts. Fucking awesome to watch, but absolutely insane.
Wow. That's intense.
Honestly, I agree, Doug. The sub, when he is diving in the sub, could have been its own vignette. It's like its own like it stands alone of just how well the filmmaking is and how tense it was and how they really know how to amp up the tension. If we're sticking with like the good here, if we're going to our classic format, welcome to Films in Black and White classic. I like yeah, this movie, and I said this as a critique when we talked about franchises. This movie is plot that is loosely related by amazing stunt sequences, and this time I'm saying that's a good thing. I saw a man hang from a plane. I saw a man scuba dive. What else did I see? I saw Tom Cruise run like hell at least 3 times.
6 times.
Easily. And he's doing the run where like you're doing the same leg, same arm running,
which means he's like straight up sprinting.
Like just incredibly, like just incredible. I mean, I've seen this man put himself at risk for my entertainment now for almost 20 years.
I mean, the post-credit scenes, there wasn't one, but the only one that I can think of is him crying because he didn't actually kill himself. Like, that is the only explanation that I can come up with, because the level of risk that he would take, there is no reason at his age that he needs to be hanging from a fucking plane.
I mean, this man is
70. I'm happy he did. It looks fucking sweet, but
I'll get his age.
Yeah, get his age.
Because Ving Rhames
in his 60s.
One of the things that we talked about in the theater, it was a surprise to me that he was sick in this movie. But Ving Rhames is 67.
You gotta ask yourself.
Yeah, Tom Cruise is 62.
That's impressive. This
man is 62, jumping out of goddamn like helicopters into the ocean.
Yeah, and about to fuck Captain Britain.
Which I was fine with.
Carter,
why did everybody get Captain Carter?
Captain Carter.
I'm sorry. Captain Britain's a different character.
All right, Haley Atwell.
Haley Atwell is fine.
Haley Atwell, come on the show. We love to talk to you.
Haley Atwell, you are such a talented human being, and
you can boss me around and tell me whatever you want me to call you.
I was saving that last part. This was 2 separate things. Is one, you are an amazing individual. I really loved her role in this. Like, I like what her role was. I think the surrounding characters, because what they did was, I think that was really interesting, which is one of the goods, is you transitioned a team. This new team that he has is like filled with new people from the last movie, and a little bit, and some of his like current, like his original OG team. We know that he keeps certain people in there. There are certain people that kind of come and go, but I think they did well with some of them in making them feel incorporated into the team. Now, lots of callbacks to the OG characters, like the very first Mission Impossible. I think that was a great way to tie him in to I forgot what his name was. Agent.
Oh,
remember his name?
I'll bring it up. I'll
remember his name.
Yeah. From the first Mission Impossible movie where he got that win something W. It was something with a W. It was Dunlow. Thank you.
William Dunlow.
Agent Dunlow from the William Dunlow from the first movie, who they kicked his ass to fucking Antarctica or wherever the fuck he was. But after he failed and didn't keep the thing safe, he was his top hacker. It was a great way to tie him into the film and bring this whole entire franchise like full circle. That was one of the things that I like, was like the surrounding characters that they put on there.
I feel bad for his Inuit. I feel bad for his Inuit wife. I mean,
didn't speak no English.
Had no fucking clue what was going on. But suddenly they're defusing a bomb, and it's like, yep, we're going with it.
You know what? I appreciated how she became an IMF member, like in the very last half of the very last movie. I don't know how to explain it. That's Mission Impossible. Like, you meet this random person, and it's like, are you ready to save the world and do these absolutely wild and ludicrous acts? Yeah. All right, let's go. Like, who cares? Who cares where you're from?
Honestly, it is interesting to see, like, from a civilian-ish point of view with Mission Impossible, because usually they keep it within the team. They don't really kick it out to anybody else, at least to my remembrance. So I do think that it was very interesting that his wife and the other officer that was paired with the fake ass Johnny Bravo, who I wanted to punch in the fucking face, the son of John Voight's. Yeah, something about his face I just did not like.
That's because his face was stuck in a constant smirk.
He was just doing this. Yeah, he just kept. We're gonna have our day of reckoning, Tom. Like, what are you fucking talking about?
We're gonna reckoning the reckoning, Tom.
I'm gonna reckoning your reckoning. Like, shut the fuck up. This isn't your movie. That felt like a forced character to add to a fucking thing, and then they dap up at the. I was like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, the dap up was fucking wild.
The dap up was great, with a gun faced at him and then a dap up. Like, bitch, please, both of y'all should be arrested for putting the country at stake.
if Tom Cruise shows up to my house and he's like, "We have to save the world. Come with me." Sorry,
Oh.
Britt. I gotta go. Like,
No,
that's true.
no,
He
no,
wouldn't
no.
pick me.
Fast.
He's not picking me because I'm fat. Because a
No,
lot
no,
of the tasks he's doing require not fat people.
Let me be clear.
That's a
I
job
feel
for you.
like
Did
any
you see that tube he crawled into? That damn torpedo tube? Ain't no fat person going that damn
You need
tube.
someone to hold the door open.
he'd look at you and be like, "No, there's another way."
He's too buoyant.
No. I feel like any reasonable partner, if someone like Tom Cruise with the IMF came and he's like, "I need you to come with me right now. There's no questions asked." Like, all right, Tom Cruise, you got it.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh
sorry,
God.
no
Yeah.
problem,
go.
man.
Yeah, I
no
gotta
problem.
go.
Honestly, I'd be surprised
got
if
it.
he's not a real agent, like in real life.
Oh, I would believe it. I
He's
mean,
just doing shit, and they're just like,
he
"Nope, keep going."
conveniently learns. He knows how to fly fighter pilots.
Yep.
That's a little too convenient for an actor. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, he does. Yeah, he does know how to fly fighter jets. They did deny him to fly an F-22, so I mean, he does have limits.
As fuck.
But
I did like
we
it.
digress. We digress here.
Yeah.
Um,
I like the. Okay, I like the when I walked into the theater, I asked Doug, "Who's going to die?" That was my question, and I think I also said that it was Tom. I think that it was going to be Tom.
I thought it was going to be Tom
because I think that's the only way you can end this series without making it feel like he can't come back. Because I think that you leave a door open with the ending that we got. However, I do enjoy what they did with Luther as the push to like push the rest of the movie and how close using their relationship. Although I wish they kind of would have.
I love you, brother.
You took down Marcus.
I will neither confirm nor deny that I did a full Ving Rhames impression in the movie theater.
Did you really?
Brian, there was a song that came on.
He did.
There was a song that came on. No, you and I. No, it was before the movie.
It was way before the movie.
It was way before.
It was at the bar.
We were having a drink. We were having a drink, and a song that came on. It came on from Pulp Fiction, and it was the part where Ving Rhames shows up in Pulp Fiction. And without a beat, I go, "You need to ask yourself one question." Like that's like
it caught me off guard because it was such a good Ving Rhames impression by the cadence, right?
Man.
So I was like, "Damn, that's really good."
I agree with you though. Ving Rhames being the sacrificial person in this, he nailed it.
That was a great fit. Yeah, that was. It didn't feel awkward or forced.
It was the only way that you can do it. I have my opinions on Gabriel when we get there, like Gabriel as a character.
Oh, I have a lot.
But I definitely enjoy how they set it up. Of like, yeah, there's no way out of this. This is either going to be big enough to blow up the whole damn city, or it's going to be big enough to just like, I'm not going to make it, and you got to make that choice and that decision.
Yeah. It also added this finality a little bit to it of like how the movie wasn't messing around of like, no, this is the reckoning. It's happening. These are the stakes. And I, to be honest, I was expecting another team member to go. I was expecting Benji, 100%.
I thought Benji was going to be out of there.
I thought he was going to bite it. We'll talk about that later. He didn't bite it.
He did some cool shit in this movie too, though. I really
did some really cool shit in this movie.
Sure.
Yeah. Man, I just, you know what? Look, I enjoy the vibe Mission Impossible brings to an event. Okay. Like it is all gas, no brakes. Does it make sense? Who cares? Because we're having a good time. I'm watching Tom Cruise run off a cliff, or I'm seeing him talk down somebody important. Like, I feel like that's a very important point to talk about before we start talking about the bad, because this movie, here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say this. This movie feels like, and this is like a niche video game reference a little bit, but what this movie feels like is like when you get to the end of a video game and it's clear the developers can't make new assets. So they're like, what haven't we used? What can we reuse? And so it's like, I don't know, nukes. There's just nukes everywhere now. Okay. You got to diffuse nukes everywhere. What haven't we used? We got these 2 prop planes. Great. That's the whole finale. These two biplanes, they're just going to fight each other the whole time. That submarine from the last thing we did, that's just the whole second act. That's it. The whole thing. It was efficient, which I do appreciate because it was using elements from other Mission Impossible stories, but it did very much feel like, all right, what's the kitchen sink? What else can we just throw
Yeah.
at this?
Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
I agree.
And if we're
I don't want to pivot yet. I don't want to pivot yet.
Oh, you don't want to pivot yet?
Okay. I can go
I,
into it. It's a good segue.
I did enjoy Angela Bassett and the government having to make a decision.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
The risk of hope of like giving Ethan a chance, and the way that she did it of like writing the date on the letter and then giving that letter to the officers to Hannah Wedding, like, and in the submarine scene, right? The guy from I haven't actually seen this show. Severance. I'm sorry, so I'm not familiar.
Tremel Tillman.
I enjoyed the way that they added his character into because he was like, sir, if you came here looking for a place to poke the bear, then you came to the right. Like, all of them were with the shits. They was like, this is a crazy fucker. This white boy just came on our fucking submarine. He wants to do some wild ass shit, and we are on board for it. Loved it.
Gosh, he was so good.
He was so good.
Yeah.
So good. So that was those were pieces that I think they did really well in like introducing these new pieces of support around Ethan and him just being a crazy fucker and people being like, you're a crazy fucker, but like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah. I also, I'm gonna take a very short aside here. Taking a quick MCU detour, and then we're gonna come back.
Blade.
I wasn't even thinking Blade. I was thinking Kang. I feel like Tremel Tillman could have popped in for Kang, and everything that we could have just kept going with Kang. I don't know. He has distinct,
fine,
good, chaotic energy that I feel resonates with people, and I don't know if it's the eyes or the way he talks. Anyway, Tremel Tillman, you're very talented. That's what I was
honestly. He could be a young like a roadie from an alternate universe. He would be like a good war machine because
it's like a menacing sense of calm that he brings.
I like that. I like that a lot. He kept saying, Mister. Do you know, like, blah, 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 blah. Like, I really liked him in that role. Really,
it was like the only word he knew. You know, like that's the way he was saying.
Yep.
And I'm not saying that is good or bad. It was just like, okay,
no, it's just
all right. I see you. I see you. Anyway, we can come back. We're coming back to Mission Impossible. We're here.
We can pivot now. Those are the things that I like. I want to give
Tremel his flowers. I respect that.
Good. I'm glad you did. I want to talk about
slide into it. Just
fucking waiting.
Just go.
I want to talk about just the level of things that you had to keep track of.
Yeah.
So like to Brian's point, it was efficient and they used all of this extra stuff very well.
Oh yeah.
I will say the rules that we had to follow along with them of like, you can't use this technology because the AI will get into it. Like after a halfway through, I feel like they just stopped worrying about it.
100%.
And they just were like, it doesn't really matter. And so because I just found that really cumbersome of like,
agreed.
Because Brian, to your point, I went, why are they flying these biplanes? And then like, I was like, oh, right. Cause they don't have onboard computers. Like, I was just like, there was just a portion of me where it became this like, right. Technology.
We didn't hear from the AI after that initial conversation.
That was it.
None.
Yeah, he was just this ambiguous threat after that. But like in the movie previous, you heard from him a couple times through Gabriel because that's how they kept reiterating he knew every step of the fucking way. Gabriel got on my fucking nerves. I'm not gonna lie.
I gotta be honest.
I think that he was a wasted fucking character. You already had him as a villain in the last one. That's the fucking problem I got. I had enough of Gabriel.
And I felt like his line delivery was just kind of flat. And I don't know if that's an acting. I don't know if that's like there's a language barrier because I know he's
because it was too much going on to be honest.
Foreign actor, but it did feel like when he read some of his lines, I'm like, I don't believe you. Yeah. Like I just like he would say things like, "Oh yeah, I got you now, Ethan." It's like fucking no, you don't. What?
And
like
his death didn't help that because his death felt like it was like a kick in the nuts.
It was a punchline.
It was a punchline instead of it being like something menacing.
Yes.
Here's my thing, and this was my problem with the Dead First Reckoning.
Revelations.
Part 1, whatever the hell they called it. Shut up.
The pre-reckoning.
The pre-reckoning Genesis.
Pre-meeting reckoning.
The prerequisite reckoning.
The pre-meeting to the meeting of the reckoning.
The pre-cum reckoning.
The reckoning's pre-work.
The pre-retreat to the reckoning. Look, I respect that they're trying to introduce a new villain. it's what it felt like I respect that they're trying to introduce a new villain, and S.I. Morales is a good actor. The problem is not the actor, it is the character. And like you're finishing this franchise and you're like, hey, you know who the big bad's gonna be? This guy you've never heard of. And so there was never any weight for me with this guy. There was never any gravitas with it. You have 6, 5, 6 other films? No, 5 other films to pull from before you introduce this guy. It could have been Dunlow, for Pete's sake. There's so many other characters you could have pulled from that this could have been like
I have a question for you.
The villain. That it just that part, it was like, you're the cardboard cutout. It's fine. You're an amazing silver fox. Like, bro, I hope I grow up to look like you because you look great. But other than that, like, you're just kind of this cardboard cutout for Tom Cruise to be like, I'm gonna jump off a plane and win. That was it for me.
I have a question. So he was introduced in the previous movie, in the last movie, right?
He sure was.
He was the main villain, and he was what was the right word? I don't say conduit, but he was like the AI's puppet, the human puppet. Yeah. He was the one. That was why he wanted redemption.
The physical embodiment of the AI.
Yes. Yeah. He was the one. He was the one that was executing all of the AI's everything, because like the AI could predict everything and knew what it would be. He was just following the instructions, which is why he had this fall from grace and then wanted revenge on the AI.
Yes.
I just think the problem with Gabriel is when you have everything else in this sandwich, the pickles are the last thing I'm fucking worried about. And I think that was like, you either need to have the government agency with Johnny Bravo with the gray hair and the other dude that's chasing Ethan. That's like, Ethan's going to tell me the secret because I know him. I've been chasing him for 50,000 years and I know he's going to give it up anytime now. That shit felt like, why the fuck are y'all doing that against the country and the world in this? Yeah. Look at his face. Look at his face.
Okay. Just for clarity, the actor's name is Shea Wiggum.
Yeah.
This is
you look
him.
mad as shit.
He's not
just his face, Marcus. He's just got one of those.
Face. He's just got a face.
He's got one of those faces of like, meh.
I really want to punch him. Pull up a picture of him with the hair, though.
Somebody,
I'll try.
This oat milk isn't organic.
I like my turtles with a side boob. Man.
Absolutely not. Get out of my store. Or get out of my store now.
I just feel like it was all just a little bit too much.
I have some turtle wax unrelated.
Turtle wax? Ew.
Turtle wax?
Yeah, it just felt like too much. I didn't like it. So I didn't think we need Gabriel. And that final flight scene was cool, but I would have done it with somebody else.
You could have done it. Here's the thing. With the way the government was sort of a will they, won't they help Ethan out, you could have very easily said Gabriel goes, and then it is the CIA, those two guys from the CIA that he ends up having to fight. Like, I think that because Marcus, you absolutely nailed it. It feels kind of pointless to have them show up in the last 20 minutes of the movie and be like, gotcha. Like, where have you been? Like, there are so many other places you could have caught me, and you caught me here?
And you chose to do it while the world was at stake? Like, that's just some petty bullshit we could have resolved in 2 movies ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I say, I need to say this. I appreciate that this movie was like, we're gonna connect stuff and it's gonna be cool. So the idea that the character Shea Wiggum plays, and I'll get the character name here because we're thorough, is the son of the agent that
John Voight.
Yeah, of John Voight in the first Mission Impossible. He plays Agent Briggs. That he is the son of the original Phelps. I was like, okay, like I guess, sure.
Cool.
That's cool, but what this feels like, I'm gonna tell you what it feels like, is they're like, "Ooh, we need more people connected here so that
Yep.
it like people feel
Yep.
invested. So let's just have this really quick scene in the airplane because they never mention it again.
They never mentioned
But
it. It didn't fucking matter.
and
It
Brian,
it didn't really.
the reason why that's frustrating is because they made the world so fucking big.
Yes.
Yeah.
They made the
Yes.
world so big because we were worried about everybody's nuclear weapons from Russia to
Mhm.
China.
Oh, that's right.
They had 200 tabletop boards with different states and topographical maps.
I'm
Dungeons
gonna
and
find a
Dragons.
picture.
They
I'm
had
finding a picture.
so many of them like set up, and then it was like, oh yeah, these two people are related. They don't fucking have to be.
Yeah.
I didn't give a shit. You know what I never asked? What happened to John Voight's family from the first one? Like, I never wanted to know. Like, I was never like, fuck, did he have family? No, he was just
Oh
killed
man, that'd be a
over some
problem.
joke shit,
huh?
and I just
That's
didn't
gonna come back
care.
and bite him in the ass. I know it.
That's a
Yeah.
problem.
Ooh,
It's
he's a fixing to get it
well,
here. Like,
his son also then ended up saying, "You think I wanted revenge for my father to prove him wrong? No, it's my name now." So what the fuck is the point of this
why
whole
are you
conversation?
here? Hey, I can't replace your unorganic oat milk. So why the fuck are you here?
And I don't have a picture of Turtle's side boob in my pocket. So like, leave me the fuck alone.
No,
You have to get your turtle waxed
Stop
somewhere
it.
else.
What is
Stop
that?
it. Stop it.
It's
Cinemax for turtles?
no, it's you wax your car with it.
Oh, turtle. I thought you said
But
turtle
also
wax.
it's also a very deep. It's
Turtle
also
wax.
very deep Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1 reference because when they're at April's farm,
Uh-huh.
they go and get some turtle wax
for
like,
their
bubble
shell.
their shells.
That's
So like
right.
for me,
That's a good pull.
it's a very like deep
That's
cut.
a good pull. That's a good pull. That was great.
You gotta pay attention.
Sorry, I made
guys.
you explain it. That
My
was
sex
good.
jokes, guys.
That
You
was
gotta
good.
pay attention.
What?
Okay?
No.
They're not-
I had to follow. You know what? Look, I'll be honest with you. I was looking at this picture of Shea Wiggum. I'm bringing it up right now,
Bring it
and
up.
yeah, he does. He does look like the guy at a coffee shop that he's like, "You messed up my mocha epistino extreme."
Do you
I
know
said
who I am?
espresso,
I
bitch.
said Buffalo Trace, not well bourbon, you bitch. Like that's
You bitch.
that's
Like, look at his face. It's too many characters in this movie. I think
could
that's
I
that's
could buy
part of
this
it,
I could buy this
100%.
coffee I could buy this coffee shop and 3 more and burn it to the ground.
That's
Like,
true.
that's
He
that's
would
well,
say
that is
something like
accurate.
that. That is
That's
accurate as
accurate.
fuck. That's
Yeah.
accurate as fuck. I
Yes.
think the downside to the movie is I enjoy Mission Impossible because he only trusted a few on his team, and it wasn't always easy for him to bring new people in. But this movie very much sent Ethan Hunt on his own journey separate and kind of tried to set up its team to be its own thing at the same time. And I think that's felt strange to me because that's not how the other movies really play out.
So the other thing, so let's talk about that a little bit because they kept setting up Benji to
Yep.
be the team leader.
Take care
which
of your
is
team.
fine.
Take care of your team.
Which is fine because it gave space for Tom Cruise to just be like, guys, I'm gonna be honest. I just want to make this movie so I can go scuba diving
Yep.
and hang from an airplane.
Yeah.
And I feel like Haley Atwell was like, yeah, that tracks. That's fine. Which is whatever. That's the way the movie plays out.
The relationship too, but yeah.
I will say this.
Wait, I don't want to wait. I want to hear Brian's. I want to hear Brian's.
No, it's just this idea of like they set up this team. They go to such lengths to like have Haley Atwell, Simon Pegg, all these people, even Dunlow, who we have not seen in almost 20 years. 20 plus years.
20-year pod.
Like Brian, I'm pretty sure that movie came out in the late 90s. I think it's 30 years, my friend.
You can shut the hell up.
Let me pull it up. Go on. Let me pull it up.
Look, this character, what a slow burn.
1996, Mission Impossible 1.
No,
Brian,
are you
yes,
serious?
Brian, it's almost 30 years.
Yep, Mission Impossible 1, 1996.
Hello,
Yikes.
listeners. I'm turning to dust. Anyway, I saw this in the theater.
I did too.
Mr.
Anyway.
Stark, I don't feel so good.
I don't. Like the fact that you're bringing a character 30 years and then you're integrating them into the team. The way the movie was set up was like Haley Atwell or Simon Pegg would lead a new team. But the whole time I'm thinking in my head, this is it. Like we're turning off the lights and closing the doors. What are we doing here? That was weird. I was expecting something else, and it was weird. I don't know where to go with this thought.
I agree.
I mean, other than to make Tom Cruise somehow a paragon of leadership, that you know what I mean? Like, I mean, hey, micromanagers, take note. This motherfucker said, "Hey, get your team ready," and then just left and was like, "They got it."
He did.
If you wanted instructions on how to be a good manager, watch The Final Reckoning and watch Tom Cruise, because he basically says, "Hey, all y'all got to come to my level. I'm out. I trust y'all to do it." Like that's it. So
actually, that tracks insanely well, because 1, he trusts his team. 2, he leaves them alone.
Hell yeah.
3, he gives them the resources they need to do what they need to do, and then he leaves them alone.
And then but he taught them on the way there. So everything that they did is nothing. It's nothing new. To the point where Ving Rhames, before he had to make his sacrifice, all he said was, "For those that we never meet." And it was understood, and he did the fucking job. And Tom says, "For those that we never meet."
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get you. You're gonna be like, "Holy shit, is that Ving Rhames?"
No, nope. I'm not.
Doug Wagner.
It's such Ving Rhames. Ving Rhames had 20 minutes, but
he used them.
I'm thinking about.
Did they ever explain why he was sick?
They sure didn't.
Yeah,
they sure didn't.
He just was in a hospital. The poor sexy ass nurse that was there. He did.
You want me to say it? You want me to say it?
I want you to say it. Go ahead.
I love my brother.
I love Ethan. If you're listening to this,
if you listen to this, then we.
That thing exploded and it was still playing, and I was like, "How the fuck does that happen? That thing was still."
I mean, at that point,
in people's butt cracks and nut sacks, and this shit was still playing. They snuck that shit into different countries. How that work?
Before we get into the ugly, I want to buoy us. Man. I want to put parentheses here. I do appreciate that the movie was like, hey, remember all these movies you watched? They actually kind of matter. So we've talked about Mission Impossible 1.
Yes.
That the guy who's supposed to be in the super secure, like, black site of the CIA comes back for like 30 minutes of this movie, which is pretty incredible. But also, I just want to say, there's a reason you listen to this podcast. We talked about Mission Impossible 3 on this podcast last week.
We did.
And the critical plot device was in Mission Impossible 3. It was
in that regard, I was the most prepared motherfucker in that theater.
I completely agreed. Completely agreed.
That's very true.
Like, absolutely nuts. If you've never watched a Mission Impossible, you're like, anyway, the third installment turns out to be the most important, which blew my mind.
Yep.
And then they referenced Ghost Protocol.
Yep.
And I was like, really? We're gonna do that too? Anyway, I just thought that was wild. I just want to say that out loud. We haven't talked about it yet. I just thought it was wild. It was like, anyway, Mission Impossible 3, good movie, right?
Brian, you made a video, like a reel, before you went to go see Mission Impossible. So, my question for you is, what were your expectations going in, and then what were your immediate, like, guttural responses when you got out of the movie?
I mean, my expectations were basically like, give me a good roller coaster. Like, I'm expecting a roller coaster, and by the time I get out, I just want to be like, have a satisfied thrill ride. And what happened when I got out, I was like, that was a lot of stunts, and I don't know how it all connected and made sense, but I enjoyed myself. Like, it is to me, this is like if someone's like, what's a blockbuster movie? This is it. This is it. Right
here.
Like, no other movie right now even competes in my mind.
Doug, did this feel like a summer action movie, like movie of the summer for you?
Movie of the summer, no, but blockbuster, yes. Did
it feel in your newness to Mission Impossible, did it feel like Mission Impossible adjacent, or did it feel like a completely different movie?
I think this movie tried really, really hard to be what the first two Mission Impossibles were.
Interesting.
I feel like and here's the reason why I say that.
Yeah.
So if you remember the first two Mission Impossibles, they did this shit all the time, right? Where it would be like, "Hi, I'm the bad guy, and I'm going to explain what happens, and then I'm going to cut to vignettes of that happening as I describe it."
Yep.
It's going to be like, "Well, what you didn't account for is that my men were there, dressed as barmen, and they took that from me before you were able to even get out the door." Like that's classic Mission Impossible 1 and 2 banter.
Yes.
And it did that when Simon Pegg was talking about how they're going to get the MacGuffin off of the submarine.
Yeah.
They essentially was like, well, what he's going to do is go down to 2,000 to 500 feet below the surface. He's going to put his key in. He's going to pull that. Then he's going to go up and we're going to pull him out of the ice. And they cut to it. And the problem is that it becomes really jarring and confusing for, I think, your general audience to do that and then 30 minutes later essentially fucking do it again. Because what's different in those scenarios is we're not creating any type of red herring. We're not trying to create any type of suspense. All you're trying to do is say, look, we're going to show you what he's saying. So instead of listening, you can see it. Like that's all that it is. And that's fine. It's just, that's not Mission Impossible. What we needed a villain saying that. So we needed Gabriel to say, I think I have an idea of how you're going to do it. And then they do it. And then it goes different. Like that's what you needed. It doesn't work when the hero's narrating their plans for all of us to see. And so is it a blockbuster? There's a man hanging out of an airplane. Yep, there sure is. Like, yes, that's Marcus and I kept saying over and over and over again during the submarine scene and the plane scene. We kept saying, he really did that shit. Like,
he really
I did
like,
too.
that's real life shit.
I did too.
Really did that shit.
Because when they have the scene on the plane and he's climbing, trying to get into the seat and then get into the back seat, you see the G forces hitting his cheek. People don't look ugly like that on purpose. Like that's just real life shit. You know what I mean?
Yes. Marcus, ditto times 1,000. Tom Cruise does not look attractive when he's just trying to hang on for dear life and his cheeks look like wind sheets. This man actually did it. Like, and that should be respected. I know.
100%. You know, 100%.
Absolutely nuts.
But to Doug's point, I think where this movie, maybe it didn't give me that really fulfilling feeling that I was looking for. It was because I knew that the stunts that he was doing were going to be successful. Never has he had a failed stunt. And when you're in your final reckoning, either somebody has to die and be the sacrifice, or you just kind of knew, okay, well, he did it. And I knew he made it with the parachute went off. Like, come on, like we knew that shit, right? And when you're meeting back up in the middle of the city to like give the thumb drive, the thick ass thumb drive, like to like, okay, like I got it. Like,
I think a better movie, like a better suspense that you could have built is don't have that whole fucking scene where you're dapping it up with the fucking CIA guy.
Yes, God.
Make us wonder whether or not he makes it out of that,
like Batman.
That would have been great.
Nailed it, Marcus. You are were in my brain. Have Simon Pegg and all the others show up in Trafalgar Square, and they're all looking at each other, and then Haley Atwell bats her beautiful eyes off into the distance, and you see a shadowy figure step, and then cut to Mission Impossible music. Like that's all you needed to do.
Yep, that's it. That's all you needed to do.
Well, and it's so funny too because we're in the ugly section of this. So the funny thing to me about this, and I Tom Cruise, if you're listening, I respect the airplane sequence. I will watch that again, and probably many more times. I will show my children. It's incredible. But the whole pretense is that like basically Gabriel has the hard drive with the source code, and he's got to connect the poison pill thumb drive, right? And the plot of the movie says they need those two things together, and then the entity will go to this bunker, and that's when Haley Atwell uses magic hands to get the thumb drive out. So it really, so this is the part that like I kind of died inside when I realized it. it doesn't really matter if like Tom Cruise gets that stuff or doesn't, because Gabriel wants it too, right? Like Gabriel wants to connect those things too.
Fuck,
So
Brian,
does Tom Cruise.
Mm.
So like
the whole chase scene makes no sense.
The entire
because he could have just
scene,
gave it to him.
Because Gabriel is running away from the thing that he wants.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like
He's
Yeah.
basically being like, no, don't give me that thing I need. Like that.
Yeah. Like
Insane.
in my head, because he's like, oh, this is what I need to control the entity. So it's like,
Let him have it.
Connect it then. But then we would have been deprived of the airplane sequence.
The
Because
airplane
what
scene
switch? What was the
is pointless.
There was a moment that they switch where Tom Cruise goes from give it to him because he'll connect it to now kill him immediately, and I don't know what
it
shifted. I'm not sure what happened.
They're in the quarry, and like the CIA shows up, and like he's worried that won't happen, but then he's like still chasing them. It's fine. I'm not like worried about. I'm not mad about it.
I mean,
it's just
all Tom had to do was say, "Whoopsie, here's the hard drive," and then the dude
he literally could have like faked an ankle injury and been like, "Oh no," like just like tossed to him and
dang
been
it.
done. Doing all those stunts and having weak ass ankles is funny as hell.
To his credit, he did think a nuke was gonna go off, so I guess you
guys got killer bod, but man, those ankles are a problem.
Speaking of the nuke, Brian, Jesus Christ, I keep thinking of Brian Jackson. Brian, who do you think? What city?
We're doing it. We're doing this. Okay.
The president had to blow up a city as kind of a as a handshake to the rest of the country.
Right.
When I let these nukes off, y'all, I'm gonna blow some shit up. But just to let y'all know, I'm being generous. I'm gonna blow up a city of mine first. What did you think? What was your process?
So when they mentioned, they're like, you need to show a good gesture if the entity nukes everyone.
Yep.
Or if we no, they're nuking everyone.
Nuke every major city.
Yes.
It would be too convenient if ours didn't. They'll know it's us. So who are you gonna nuke that's us?
Yeah.
So here's the short list. I'm thinking like Cheyenne, Wyoming, like one of the smallest capital cities of a state that you can think of. So like when all of the G7 meet, they're like, we all lost these cities, and then the US gets to be like, we lost a state capital of the least populated state in our union. It's either like that. I don't know. East St. Louis might be involved. I don't know.
I'll give you mine. I can tell you who I would nuke. I wouldn't touch anything in Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota, or Montana.
Too small.
Reason why? Here's the reason why.
Okay.
All our nuclear weapons are buried in fields.
Okay, going
out
with
there.
The smart answer.
So we need those people there so they can launch off the other rockets. I will say you are more than likely nuking Omaha, Nebraska. And you're more than likely nuking Omaha, Nebraska, because Omaha, Nebraska is this big populated center, and then the next closest shit is like 4 hours from there. So like that's plenty of time for the people of Des Moines to get up and get the fuck out of there.
100%.
So, like you draw like a 5-hour fallout like around Omaha, there's not a lot of shit you're hitting. Now I will say that does mean that Marcus and I are dead. Because we're only 2 hours from 2 hours from Omaha.
Yeah,
but they're fucking nuking Omaha.
We're fucked. Yeah. And the caveat for them was like it had to be a high population area, right?
And Omaha has like 1 million people, but nobody fucking knows that.
Yeah, but nobody knows that.
Brian, to your point, they're at the G8 or G7, and they're like, we lost fucking 2 million people.
Right.
Like, what did you lose? And the president goes, well, Omaha has a population of 1.5 million, so we lost a lot too. And they're like, God damn, really? Omaha, Nebraska? Like, and that's just how it goes.
That's incredible.
Not Los Angeles, not New York,
no. That's too many people.
No. Those are economic generators, Marcus. I mean,
because when we need to rebuild.
Oh my gosh, when they're talking about this in the movie,
we can take our time getting to Omaha. Nobody really gives a shit rebuilding that. Like, fucking take your time.
We just get radioactive corn. I mean, is that
we get radioactive corn? And okay, so we lose the Great Zoo. Nobody gives a shit. Marcus, the Huskers haven't had a winning season in 20 years. Fuck them. Nobody cares.
I feel like Doug got something against Nebraska.
I know. I feel like I came out as like, what's the least populated city? And then anyway, Doug's like, Omaha. Get rid of them.
Yeah,
let me tell you why they're gonna nuke Omaha. Why? Because fuck Omaha. That's why.
You know what though? I do have to say, if Angela Bassett was like, you know what, we gotta nuke Chicago, I'd be like, I get it, Angela. I get it.
I get it.
She definitely picked Chicago.
I mean,
she's a black woman.
Me.
She's a black woman. It depends on what party line she falls on, because that'll determine what state you pick. So she's got.
I would also say this.
I don't want to seem like I don't want to pick where my people are.
It also depends on what other presidential promises that she has on the table.
Yep.
Like if she said, "Oh man, I got to get gun violence under control." Yeah, Brian, Chicago's going.
Oh, like, hey now,
she's gonna clean it up. She's gonna do all the cleanup in one.
She's gonna be like, "I was able to save us from world disaster and reduce gun violence by."
Are you running? Are you gonna run for re-election after the entire fucking world? Like,
no way.
What?
Yeah.
How are you running for re-election after someone writes the book about like I was in the situation room and she nuked Chicago?
She trusted a random fucking white man to go fucking submarine diving.
Hey, look, was your ass in the seat? No, my ass was in the seat. I'm running for re-election.
That's a heavy decision to make, though. I'm
going to give you the line from A Few Good Men. You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. Like that's how that works.
I do want to say Angela Bassett and Tom Cruise had weird, good chemistry.
They did.
I don't know how to explain it. There's nothing to quantify it.
Yeah, they did.
But the fact that she's the president and she's like, yeah, I trust this white boy to go save us. Like
she was fed up with him.
Yep.
But it was I do think that she embodied that black mama, black auntie, black grandma role very well of like, I'm sick of your shit, but your shit gets shit done. And like that is I'm mad about it. But I know if some shit got to get done, I'm counting on you to get it.
Yeah, she had black police chief vibes. I don't like your methods, but I like your results. Like that's
it was even a level above that. Like Angela Bassett is just this legend. I mean, it was beyond that.
That's honestly. Two legends. Yeah, that's like I think you picked a great person to play the presidential role because she put her foot down. I don't know why they put Nick Offerman in that position. Because the way that he ended up, I was like, yeah, that felt useless. But I don't know.
Oh my gosh. The subplot, the way this movie got bloated, like I don't know who in the writer's room was like, hang on. I can write 30 pages tonight. We can have a presidential assassination subplot by the morning. I don't know.
What?
That could have all been cut for me. I'm gonna just be honest.
I don't think we needed any of the evaluation of Ethan Hunt could have been cut because you put him in the room to arrest him when the world is on fire, to hold him accountable for his crimes.
Right? Like, what are we doing? Like, do you want him or not?
The only reason why you needed the subplot of the only reason why, and this goes back to my point about the rules, the only reason why you need the subplot of the assassination is because without it, you forget that there are people who want the AI to take over.
God. That's a good point.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
but the problem is, in the moment, it's not like they're wearing a tattoo with a picture of an AI on their arm. Like you can't identify them, and it's not like they scream out "all hail the AI" before they start shooting. It's just you forget it. You forget it until you ask the question, and
that's true, though.
And that I think is one of the biggest problems with the movie is it's like anytime you have to ask why, there's this like shameful like, oh yeah, there's people who want that to happen.
Yeah,
but why can't
look here you go.
Why can't they use like
a red hat?
Why can't they use like airplanes that are faster? Like, because they have
he's wearing a red hat.
Because they technology, that's why. Like that's all of it. Like that's all
because you
of
do start off strong with the AI cult with them quoting a prayer or whatever the fuck it is that they're doing at the beginning of the movie. And these people pop up occasionally throughout, but your only assumption that they're with the AI cult, which they kind of highlight as like you read the internet too much.
Right.
Is when they're attacking, and you do forget. And I do think they needed some type of tattoo target blue dot something that just said like
Blue
I don't
dot.
know. You need some type of differentiator in
That's
there.
so funny. I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. Ultimately,
Great point. A patch. I'm with him. I'm with the.
you know
A
what?
hat?
I'm with them.
Oh golly. Honestly, what this movie
shirt, an undershirt that says Chat GPT's buddy, like anything.
Make AI great again.
Oh, this movie absolutely had a bone to pick.
Oh yeah,
with,
fuck yeah.
Like
Oh,
any
yeah.
technology. It really did kind of feel like your aunt that's just like you're on your phone too much.
That's what Tom Cruise
kind of what it
literally
felt
said
like.
that to the guy in the submarine.
Yep.
You're on the internet too much.
You're on the internet too much. And it's just like, Tom, I'm not a millionaire movie star that can jump out of airplanes. So
Although
I look at my phone sometimes.
I do want to tell and just remind the people that are still listening, the internet is not a real place.
Yeah, it's not
I don't know if I need to just reiterate that, but the internet is not real.
Yeah, I feel like it's a good disclaimer as we talk about this movie.
Like, go touch some fucking grass. The internet is not a real place.
Or jump out of an airplane.
It's a resource. Go feel something.
Yeah, but also realize that touching grass is not going to do anything for your health. It's just you touching grass. So just it's not going to improve any biometric markers.
No, touch grass is a metaphor.
No. I agree, but there are people out here touching grass being like, that's the #1 day to reduce your blood pressure. Those people are fucking insane.
Oh, that felt completely different than what I was.
We're not giving medical advice here. I'm waiting for Doug to leap into
Doug is taking all of his bones that he's got to pick with Omaha and people who are giving these false.
Yeah. Welcome to Doug's gripes in black and white.
Well, I mean, I don't think there's anything left for us to discuss.
I mean, I have a bunch of Ving Rhames quotes that I could read.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Like what?
Go down the list.
Like, the night of the fight, you might feel a slight sting. That's pride fucking with you. Fuck pride. Pride only hurts. It never helps. It's not even from the movie we watched.
I don't even know.
Marcus
has left.
Marcus
Left our live stream.
Yep.
Well, now I want to go watch Pulp Fiction.
You see, this profession is filled to the brim with unrealistic motherfuckers. Motherfuckers who thought their ass would age like wine. If you mean it turns to vinegar, it does. If you mean it gets better with age,
be careful with that word.
Oh no, I've been screening them. So
be careful.
Just because I'm doing an accent doesn't mean it gives me the card.
Watch it, buddy.
Nope. You're right. There was one I read and I was like, nope. There's 4 words in there I can't say. So that's.
Wow.
Hey.
Wow. Hey guys, let's bring this home before I get myself in trouble and the podcast has to be canceled.
That word is a tricky one, man. You got to be careful with it. Vinegar is a tricky word, man.
Yes, vinegar is a very tricky word.
Yeah, not one I had ever thought of until this moment.
Yeah, man.
Jesus.
Anyway. Mission Impossible.
Hey, Mission Impossible. Hey, you know what sometimes is an impossible word? Vinegar. But you know what? Mission Impossible. Gentlemen, what do you all have to plug? Also, they said Final Reckoning like 8 times in the first 30 minutes.
Final Reckoning.
This is your reckoning. This is the reckoning's reckoning.
Actually reckon anything. Like, by the way, like it was like this is your fault. From
whose reckoning were we trying to reckon?
We're gonna do a post reckoning after the reckoning, Ethan.
I swear to God, if they come out next year and they're like Mission Impossible 9, the reckoning's reckoning.
I don't think it's next year. I definitely think they're gonna make another Mission Impossible.
I'll scream.
I bullshit you now.
I mean, why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
All those people are alive.
Yep. Yeah,
I would love it. I would love it if Tom Cruise isn't in it until the end, and it's just Haley Atwell trying to like run around.
Honestly,
they should have.
I would be into that.
They should have just fucked because she was rubbing on that man and brought him back to life. And I really just think that why didn't they kiss the entire movie? They rubbed up.
I wanted them to kiss, and I wanted Simon Pegg and the.
Oh, she only spoke French. Yeah.
Oh, Palm.
Yeah.
I wanted those two to kiss. I wanted those.
I love Simon Pegg while he was giving instructions on his heart when he got shot and his blood pressure dropping and all that. Like I loved all of that.
Yep. Agreed.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, what do you got?
Hey, folks. I see a comment, but I'm here to tell you about the lovenerds.com. Go check out my wife's website. It's the lifestyle website, thelovenerds.com. I'll say it there.
Awesome. Marcus, what do you got?
Love it. Make sure you follow the mantra, never offended, always humble, baby. NOAH. Go stream some Marcus Destin. Go stream some music right now. Big Texas is on the way at the end of the month. Also, go stream some Soul Tie, SOULTYE. But whatever you do, follow the mantra, never offended, always humble. Next podcast, we have a very special announcement, not from the Noah, but just us in general for some very Superman-related news. So stay tuned, stay locked in. We'll give you our full schedule. But whatever you do, follow the mantra, baby. Shout out to Bubbler too, baby. Love
is
you.
Is there a stir fry dance? Because that's what I feel like this is. Like, anyway, if you enjoyed, I don't know, this podcast and all the things we talked about, if you enjoyed our review of Final Reckoning, if you enjoyed us talking about Lilo and Stitch, hey, if you enjoyed my impression of Ving Rhames, recommend us to a friend or a family member. That's the best way for podcasts to gain some traction. If you're feeling generous, go to patreon.com/filmsblackandwhite. Sign up for one of our tiers there. We'd love to have you join the Patty family. Gentlemen, we have a 3-step process to success. Brian, what is that first step?
Hey, folks, I'm here to tell you to read a book. Just any book. I'm begging you. Like any book, just read a book. Just sit down and concentrate on something for a long time. Go read a book.
Absolutely. Marcus, what's that second step, sir?
Make sure you go drink some water, baby. It's been rainy. It's been cold here. I haven't really felt the Verm summer vibes yet, but I know that it's coming. So I'm prepping by drinking some water. I'm in my healthy era. So we are going to get an increase in our uptake of water. We're going to drink the good stuff sometimes. Make sure you put a filter on that bad boy, but drink some water, man.
Absolutely. Step 3 is, hey, look, while we haven't felt the summer vibe, summer is coming, and I have taken some days with the work I've been doing 2 showers, one in the morning, one in the evening. Shower, hey, wash your ass, grab some soap, grab some Irish Spring or whatever it is that you use. Just get up in it and scrub, wash your legs. I had to tell my children to wash their legs the other day because they were just getting out and haven't done that.
Right.
They don't know. They
Yeah,
don't know.
right.
Don't be an 8-year-old and wash your legs. Everybody should do it. But that does it for this week's episode of Films in Black and White. We'll be back next week with another fantastic episode. But in the meantime and the between time, stay safe, stay healthy. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We'll catch y'all next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Don't search turtle side boob like I did. Oh,
Don't
score update.
do that.
It's 103 to 109. Minnesota's got 103.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a
we
close.
know where that's
this
gonna go.
Maybe. But we'll see.
We know.
We'll hold out.
We
baby.
know.
We'll hold down. I don't know.
Music
Anyway, going
bed.
out to some Mac. Fade me out. Don't cut me off.
Money filling my pockets. Roll around like I run and shit. I got a system filled
Don't cut me out.
I've been broken hearted. Now it's fuck that bitch. Getting how to deal with
love
my
that,
problems.
man.
Fucking bitches getting drunk and shit, but these bitches getting obnoxious.